a bit of breaking news today as well. We weren't going to talk about it, but just before we went live, this came out. According to a number of sources, Liverpool are growing confident in their pursuit of Alexander Isak. There's been contact made with the player's entourage, and it's expected, Tom, that your club is going to put an £150 million bid in this summer. I saw your tweet about this, though, and your first thought was, we've lost Salah. Is that what it means? And how good a player would Isak be to Liverpool if you pulled this off?
It's what I think it means. It is. I don't see the football club extending Virgil van Dijk's contract, Mohamed Salah's contract, and breaking our transfer record and giving Alexander Isak comparable wages all in the same month. Because that's the way we're going. It's going to have to be done within the same month or two at this point. So, do I see that happening? No. What is the most likely outcome then? The football club loses Mohamed Salah and they go, right, we need to go get a new talisman. Let's go get Alexander Isak. And then we'll just go buy a 40, 50 million quid winger to go and do the creative side of it. And we'll try and replace him in aggregate like it's Moneyball. That worries me. But I would love nothing more than for us to go put a statement down, get Alexander Isak and partner him alongside Mohamed Salah and Cody Gakpo. That'd be the best front three in the league for the remaining time Mohamed Salah's got in the Premier League. Do I think Isak's worth 150 million? No. I don't personally want us to do it for the price that they're asking.
What would you pay for him, Tom? Like, what would be the max you'd go out? 120? 100?
He's worth more, but I can't justify paying that with his injury history.
I think they're talking about Tonali's about 85 million.
Yeah, but this is the thing. I don't think it makes sense for us to buy him for more than 100 million. Because
would it depend on
100 mil signings never go well. Like 1 in 30.
Would it depend on what you get for Nunes?
It's a bad investment.
We'll get like 70 at a push for Nunes.
70?
We got
70?
No, you don't understand, David. We got offered 75 in January, and we said no.
Yeah, from Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, they're coming back.
You told the sheikhs no, they're not happy. They'll go and buy. You can't tell the oil people no.
I'm just going on the base that we got offered 75, and Fabrizio said they'll come back in. So I'm hoping that we haven't angered them too much because we're idiots and turned down a chance to profit on Nunes. Profit.
To be fair, the Saudis did offer like 95 million from Mitoma, so that wouldn't surprise me.
But like, I get what you. Isak to Newcastle is worth more than 100 million quid. But for me, I can't justify paying more than at most 110 because the novelty of Isak will wear off very quickly when in October his hamstring goes and my 110 million quid signing is out for a month and I've got to play.
So would you not pay that 120, 130 million pounds and risk him potentially joining Arsenal, which strengthens them in a title race? Because if you've got Arsenal in this team this season, Isak in this team this season, this is a different title race.
So you've got to bear in mind, Henry, I don't think Salah and Isak coexist. I don't think there's a world.
Oh yeah, I know that. I know what you mean.
So in my world, we turn down Isak. We go and get, for argument's sake, we go buy Mateus Cunha, a 60 million quid striker. We keep Mohamed Salah, tie him down to a 2-3 year deal. Do I think that? Plus, then it means I get to spend the extra 60, 70 million on left back, which I need, on a DM, which would be helpful, a centre back, which we're going to need because of Gomez, and a right back because Trent's going to go. I get to spread that out and make my team overall better, which I think is a smarter move for us than spending 120 to 130 million pounds on Alexander Isak, who, when he's on it, best striker in the league. But
what do you do then if Salah goes anyway?
I'll be quite frank. If Salah goes, you've got to get Isak because you need the talisman. I think that ultimately, I think one or the other happens. I don't think there's a world where Salah goes and we don't get Isak. If we're going to let Salah go, the club has to have complete belief that Isak's coming. Because if we let it go and we don't bring in Isak, what are we doing? Kudus and Blamo? Like, it's not going to work. It's not going to work to replace arguably the greatest player. Like, it's just not going to work. So ultimately, our club has to have a belief that it's one or the other. And for me, I'm always going to pick Salah. I mean, look at the season he's having. I back that for another 2-3 years over a gamble Isak's fitness. Who yet I know we've been good with injuries this year, but can we keep it up for Isak?
So Sean's taking his internet out. Shawnee's taking his internet out. Yeah,
but yeah, no.
I know you, David. I know you often say 100 million signings rarely go well. Do you think if they paid 120, 30, 40, 50, do you not think Liverpool would get a return on their investment from Isak?
No, because I think their squad has too many holes to just plug in one player. If you have,
his Wi-Fi's gone as well.
Oh my days!
When he says too many holes, I think Liverpool need 3 players. I think they need a fullback, a right back if Trent goes. Trent could still sign, and a forward. I don't think they need 5 or 6 players in the summer. I think they need to go and get the fullback. Is it Terrace from Bournemouth, who looks a top player? A right back, and I think their midfield is set. They've still got Harvey Elliott. Like, the guy doesn't even get any minutes. Just give him more game time. I'd take Harvey Elliott at Spurs in a heartbeat. Get rid of Núñez for £70 million to Saudi, and then go and get 2 or 3. I don't think you need 5 or 6 players. I think you need 3.
Yeah, David, you're back with us because you said Liverpool got loads of holes in their squad. Top of the league, the holes in their squad. Go on.
Wait, am I back?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. My point is that Liverpool they're losing Trent. They might lose Van Dijk, whatever. Right. My point is that in order for Liverpool to replace those players, they have to spend a lot more than just, unless Liverpool have some magical money ball. We're going to sign Andrew Robertson for 10 mil again. Unless they've got 4 of those, they need more. They need more to keep up this level. Because again, as everyone says, when you're at the top, the thing you have to do is improve. You can't just maintain a level. So I think if you drop 150 mil on Isak, yeah, Isak's great, but I'd say he's worse than Salah. But to be fair, in a Liverpool system, he could be as good as Salah. It's not out of the question. But then they've then got to find that level elsewhere, but also improve on it in order to stay at the top, because other teams will get better.
The thing is, we can't. If Salah was to go, there is no one player who recreates Salah for us. There's no one player on the planet who can do what Salah does. So we would then have to go, right, how can we recreate Salah in the aggregate? We'll get Isak to do the goal scoring. He can get 30 goals. Then I need to go find a winger out there who can get me 25 assists. That's tough as it is. But let's say we find one of them. He'll cost me close to 100 million. So to replace Mohamed Salah, I've already spent 200 million. That's probably the Núñez money, the Diaz money, the Kelleher money. So all the money that was using in my squad going, right, I can sell him and then I can use that money to go get all the other holes. Because I don't disagree with David. There are holes in the squad. We're going to need a centre-back in the summer. We're going to need a left-back in the summer. We are going to need a right-back in the summer. And we definitely could do with at least one DM and arguably even an attacking midfielder to back up Dominic Szoboszlai. What we've done this year is impressive, and the squad has worked, but Slot hasn't used certain aspects, and he will want to use that in the future, so we'll need to buy for that. I just don't think we're going to do it all in one summer.
And that's a great point you make, because I think what you've done this season has been phenomenal. But what you also can't do is, I'm not saying you've been lucky. Let me preface this. You've not been lucky. But next year, you might lose a left back and a centre back and an attacker to a long-term injury. And if you don't add, you don't want a whole season with Tsimikas playing as left back. You can't do that.
I don't want a game with Tsimikas playing left back. I wouldn't come on this if I still a full season, by the way. You'd have to get someone else.
You've got to do that. And I think this is the thing. Newcastle are doing their absolute best to price Isak out of a move, because if nobody bids, he has to stay. It's as simple as that. Let me ask you a question.